Hey guys, with the state of public servers, I thought I would just make a short tutorial. I want to talk about a few things like cars and flanking. But before that, I want to talk about Frosttrap. Frosttrap is free. It's on GitHub. You should get it from GitHub instead of websites, since you could be downloading the wrong thing if you go on a website. Once you get it, turn these three settings on, drag this down to performance, and put override graphics quality level to 1. What this does is it keeps your graphic quality on 1 no matter what your bar says. So that means that your render distance will always stay the same as in relation to this bar. So if you put it on 1, as you can see, a bunch of stuff disappeared, put it back, and all that stuff's back there. So basically you can get the low quality without sacrificing your render distance. You might be wondering why there's a bunch of dummies in here. I'm going to talk about that later. The first thing I want to talk about after Blockstrap, or Frosttrap, of course. Blockstrap was the old version of Frosttrap. Frosttrap's better than Blockstrap now, since Blockstrap had a bunch of changes. Anyways, cars really need to be used more often. Cars can be used for so many things. The most basic rule of driving or chasing is you always want to be the team that's chasing other people. If you're not the team chasing, then you're going to want to take a bunch of short turns, hard routes, so that you can lose the other team and either get behind them or drive away. If you have like a bunch of loot, you have money at a project, you can just go back to your base. You do not want a team to be right behind you as you're entering your base, because that's just going to get you and your team killed if your team's with you. Another thing about driving is you should utilize crashing into other teams more often, as long as you understand the benefits and the risks and you know how to determine whether or not you're going to be in the better spot when you crash. If someone doesn't know where you are, you know where they are, and you fight them, what you can do is lag spike. Oh my gosh. Slow your car down, and if they're going from there, they're going to crash into you, and you're going to get free shots since you already pulled your gun out, and they're going to have to take the time to pull their gun out, which is why you're going to win that fight. If it's an uneven fight, like a 1v2, you still have a decent chance of winning. It's better to use in even fights. And it also becomes a little bit less useful if there's like your full team in the car, but it's still a good strat. Another thing you can do with cars is imagine, you're Yuramoto, or like the third team, and the second team, like Renetti, is leaving Yuramoto base. They've raided Yuramoto. Yuramoto's dead. They're gone. And you're like the last Yuramoto. What you can do is you can wait right here or in any spot that's like kind of hard to see. Wait for them to get into the car and then shoot the driver. Make sure you target the driver first so they can't just like back out and drive off. You can do this anywhere, not just in like a base. You can do this anywhere. I'd like to call it car camping, since you're basically just camping a car, and it gets you a free kill. 99% of the time you're gonna get a free kill. The next thing I want to talk about is flanking. So I'm just going to do a little demonstration real quick, since I just backed out. Imagine a team's pulling into your motor garage. Oh, they're getting shot at. You target that guy. Wait, there's another guy in the corner. Now you're dead. There's another guy in the corner. Your entire team's dead. And that guy, all he has to do is back up a little bit, go back here, get some shots. So imagine, the car's right there. All he has to do is like stay right here and just shoot anyone that comes and peeks him, while the other two teammates in the corners just back them up in their flank spots and wipe the rest of the team out. Flank spots like garages, for example, most of the garages are pretty good. I would say Half Full and Renetti are the worst ones, and Almont, since it doesn't really have the corners like the other 4 bases. But Bergman and Yuramoto have pretty decent corners with a good amount of coverage, so you can abuse those and get some free damage, free kills on teams. And you should also consider, just in other places, holding flank spots. Just find a bunch of good spots, check your locations when you arrive, and understand where the other teams are. Try to predict what they're gonna do. You can't really understand that. Make predictions, choose a good spot, make sure you have a place to like fall back to. If you don't, then you better be holding the best spot of your life. Just try to abuse flank spots more often. They're not used enough, and they can determine rounds. They can win you around pretty easily, actually. That's it for the tutorial. I told you it's gonna be short, so yeah, just try to use these things more often in games. Toodles.